Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another outstanding hour of ghosts and strange things. I am Ron Kolek, your host. That's the strange thing.
You're a strange thing.
And with me, my lovely co-host, the blonde bombshell, the blonde bombshell herself, Anne Kerrigan.
Well, good evening, everybody.
It's been a while since I've actually seen you. And
I know, right? It's
did you get blonder since the last time I saw you?
Crazy, yeah. Okay. It's a little green right now,
yeah.
but
so is my silver locks.
It has been a few months since we have had an actual show with both of us in the same place at the same time.
That's scary.
It is.
In itself.
It's just been a strange, not an unfortunate series of events, but a strange series of events. But we're back.
We can do a TV show. Strange series of events.
Yes.
Speaking of strange series of events, I don't know if you've been following me on Facebook, Ronald Kolek, in case you want to.
I have.
Yes, I know you always do. The blonde always follows me.
Always.
Anyways, I received this package in the mail. It was a book, one of my books, and no note, no nothing. And there was a photograph inside of it. I have no clue where it came from or anything. The postmark was like obliterated. I couldn't read it or whatever. And no note or anything. The photograph was like probably 60 or 70s developed film. Mm-hmm. It was yellowish. There was two girls. When I mean girls, people think like little girls. No, these were, 18, 19, or 20s, older girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's so young.
Sitting on grass. Yeah, everybody's young. Sitting on grass in a wooded area. So I have no clue. But a bunch of strange events have happened since I've got this photograph.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they have.
Yeah, we had one today. It was like weird. It was like,
just talking on the phone. All of a sudden, Ron's gone.
Ron's gone.
Like,
I was there.
Talking to air.
No, I was there. I could hear every word you're saying, but you couldn't hear me.
Not at all.
And I kept calling you back, and it was the same thing. And you called me the first time, and it was the same thing. And then finally, you did get through, and we were fine.
Yeah.
So.
Very odd. Which book was it that they mailed back to you?
Wouldn't you like to know? Oh.
Was it a new one? You just don't want to say?
I'm not going to say.
Maybe they didn't like it and they just sent it back.
That's what I figured, Either that or they wanted an autograph.
This book stinks. Take it back.
That's what.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just
whatever.
kidding.
Anyway, so we decided to look at other strange things today, which is.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to say it. All right. So we're like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Do we have a guest? We don't have a guest. Nobody loves us. Nobody's going to be our guest. But anyways.
Who wants to go to East Bridgewater?
I know, really. So
as this is being broadcast in East Bridgewater.
Just came across, just Googling, see what struck my fancy, and I came up with Psychomanteums and mirrors. I said Psychomanteums. Ron said haunted mirrors. Okay, that's the theme.
Because they're kind of.
So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I just wanted to start. I'm going to put my old lady glasses on here. I want to start with a quote here, okay? Because I found this quote today from an article in the Paris Review. And yes, we're so sad about Notre Dame.
What is the Paris Review?
It's like a newsletter kind of situation, some kind of periodical. Not really sure. I found it. I Googled. I don't know what it is. So this is a quote from Objects of Despair, Mirrors, by Megan O'Giblin. Hopefully I didn't slaughter her name too badly.
Probably did.
In the Paris Review from March 2019. No common object has inspired as much dread, confusion, and morbid anxiety as the mirror. Superstitions exist in practically every culture. Sick room mirrors are covered in many countries, lest they lure the soul from the ailing body, and are cloaked after a death in others to prevent the spirit from lingering. A Chinese myth once held that images in the mirror were actually demonic beings who were pretending to be our reflections while silently plotting our deaths. When I was a child, the popular folklore held that if you stood before a darkened mirror and chanted Bloody Mary 3 times, it would conjure a witch who would, if you failed to pass her tests, murder you. I never took the dare, but the story spooked me enough that I spent years avoiding my image in darkened mirrors, afraid that merely thinking the incantation could invoke her. Narcissus was the first to die from looking at his reflection in a pool of water. So that
So
is
sad.
the opening of our little show.
Do you know what the fear of mirrors is called?
I do not.
I thought you might ask, Ron, what is the fear of mirrors called?
Ron, what is the fear of mirrors called?
It is called isotrophobia.
Here we go. Oh my God. Give me that.
Try it.
God. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
easy
can
for
see
you to
even
say.
Anne's having a problem with this. Isoptrophobia. Isoptrophobia.
If you say so.
God bless you.
That's what it's called, fear of mirrors.
All right. Thanks
God.
for sharing that.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for sharing
It's like killed 5 minutes trying to say the word.
My God. So many times at Spirit Quest,
Yes.
we have what?
For those who don't know, Spirit Quest is our annual conference. I hate to say conference, event. It's a better word for it because it's far much better.
It's been a long time since we've been on the air.
So
Okay.
much better than a Paracon because it's so much hands-on and involved and everything else. It's really cool. We've been doing this for 8 years now, and we do themes and we do Saturday night ghost hunts and thingies and all this cool stuff. And some of the stuff we done there was mirror gazing and other crazy stuff.
A Psychomanteum
Yes.
Chamber.
It was called the Dead Chamber, actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
Which was Dead Entity.
I
I
forget
can't remember.
which year.
Anomaly, let's see, DEAD, Dead Entity Anomaly Detector.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
I think.
Okay.
I made
I'm
the
glad
name
we
up, so
cleared
I
that
don't
up.
know.
Why not? You know, why
Which is
not?
cool. And people went there and they sat in this lovely thing, and which is similar to the Psychomanteum Chamber.
Yes. Yes. There's no H in there. Psychomanteum.
Psychomanteum Chambers. Carry on.
You keep putting an H in it. Okay. So
Don't make me
So what a
shot you.
Psychomanteum chamber is, it's a small enclosed area set up with a comfortable chair, dim lighting. Usually you have a candle in there, and a mirror angled so as not to reflect anything but darkness. And it's another form of communicating with the dead. So the Psychomanteum was actually popularized by Raymond Moody, who was originator of the term near-death experience, or NDE. He has a book that he wrote about this called Reunions. There's another one called Life After Life, I believe. And he originally believed this was a useful tool to resolve grief. And so you would gaze into the mirror. You don't want to see your reflection. You just want to see, you can still see into the mirror, but you don't want to really be looking at yourself. And it was a way to contact, another way to contact spirits, spirit communication. And they use this also in spiritualism. And originally it comes from Greece. Stop taking a picture of me. From the Greek word.
I forgot what you look like.
Necromantion. And so it was another form of scrying, mirror scrying. So the whole idea is that this is a place that you can go and you can hopefully talk with your loved ones. Oh, I'm over here now. Oh, you know what?
What?
We forgot to play cemetery tripping. We were supposed to do that first before we dove into
So
this.
it's my fault.
It's Ron's fault.
Yeah.
Let's hold this thought because I want to do the cemetery tripping before we get too deep into the Psychomanteum Chambers.
We do?
Yes. So, is that okay?
So never mind about this. We're going to
Just
go
hold that thought. I know. Let's jump off the horse in the middle of the river. Russ, can you please play cemetery tripping for me? Welcome to Cemetery Tripping, where I will feature a different cemetery in each episode that I hope you will seek out and enjoy as much as I do. As an avid taphophile, or lover of tombstones, I spend a lot of time in the local New England area in the beautiful and historic cemeteries we have here. The stones here are like no others, and I have literally thousands of pictures of the intricate and symbolic carvings found on them. You can see my pictures on Facebook by doing a search for Cemetery Tripping. Today on Cemetery Tripping, I would like to talk about a mystery surrounding a single monument, rather than an entire cemetery. I recently had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Stephen Rogan of the Bridgewater Historical Commission, and he told me an intriguing story that I would like to share. A beautiful lady stands on the highest hilltop in Mount Prospect Cemetery in Bridgewater, Mass., looking over the grave of Elsie de la Martyr Dill, who died at the age of 46 in 1929. Her husband, Colby Dill, commissioned American sculptor Harriet Whitney Frischmuth to create the memorial, which is entitled The Beyond. Although now green with verdigris, this gorgeous bronze statue stands with an uplifted head, one arm holding a bouquet of 5 lilies, which symbolize her children, and the other arm outstretched to heaven. She wears a flowing gown and sandals, looking carefree, having been released of her earthly binds. Now the mystery comes in. One night in the winter of 1967/68, the statue was stolen from the grave. It is believed that the only way it would have been able to have been taken out of that cemetery was with a helicopter, as it weighed several tons. Family members were devastated, convinced that it had been melted down by thieves who wanted the money from scrap metal. At that time, the price of bronze and copper had skyrocketed, and items of this composition were rapidly disappearing, especially in cemeteries, where they would be least likely to be immediately missed. Little is known about the why and the how, but the sculpture ended up in an antique shop in Albany, New York, where it was purchased, cared for, and eventually donated to the Hyde Art Museum in Glens Falls, New York in 1992. Upon receiving it, the museum did some research on the statue and discovered its rightful home. So in 2018, the Beyond was sent back to Mount Prospect to once more mark Elsie's grave. Mount Prospect is a lovely cemetery to visit, established in 1842, and has some other wonderful statuary as well as historic graves. I hope you will make the climb up to the top of the hill to visit Elsie's grave and marvel at the Beyond. Nice, nice. Wasn't that a cool story?
It is.
I
find it very flawed, though.
Oh, Ron's asking me questions. He's listening to it. What about this and what about that? I don't know any particulars. I don't know anything
A helicopter.
about the backstory. I don't know. It's just what someone told me. It's what someone told me. And I've never heard of a cemetery theft, heist before.
There's lots of them all the time. They steal those little metal plaques for
That's
veterans.
not a heist.
Yeah, it is.
They're not stealing a 10-ton
Yeah, but they steal tons of them, and if you
statue.
added them all up, it'd be 10 tons. They steal that stuff all the
Still a
time.
little flag holder that's this big. They can put that in their pocket.
Do you know they steal weather vanes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They steal all that stuff. I
Yeah.
know. I know.
So why are you surprised?
That they would steal an entire statue
Yeah.
that's like 10 feet tall? I don't know.
I don't think they stole it for the
Why would I be
metal.
surprised? Well,
It costs
obviously.
more money for the
they
freaking
put it-
helicopter than the the statue would be in meltdown
I
mode.
think a private collector, this was a very famous artist.
See,
and
you're thinking. I like that.
Someone wanted it for their private collection. And they said,
You challenged him. I
fetch
appreciate
me.
it. There you go.
Fetch me the beyond
Right.
immediately, and I don't care how you get her. It's like a Mission Impossible thing.
Right.
It's really crazy. So anyways, I went and I saw her because I had Monday off, and I went down and I saw her, and she is indeed very lovely. So there you go.
Did you ever see Mr. and Mrs. Jones? No, Keeping Up with the Joneses?
Oh, with Brad Pitt and
No, that's the other
Angelina
one.
Jolie.
Yeah, Mrs.
Oh,
and Mrs. Smith. Mrs. and Mrs. Smith, right?
Yeah, we're way off topic
And then
here.
it's
Yeah.
Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Oh,
So watch them.
okay.
Jen and I binged them a lot this weekend.
Okay.
They were good.
All right. So we're going to get back
Funny.
to the
Oh, where were we? Oh,
Necromanteon,
right.
which came from Greece.
Oh, I don't listen.
So it was an ancient Greek temple of necromancy devoted
Not
to
to be
Hades
confused with-
and Persephone. Don't get going off on that. According to tradition, it was located on the banks of the Acheron River in Epirus near the ancient city of Ephyra. Okay, so I guess before I go further into this, I have a little short video that kind of shows what this ancient Greek temple looked like.
Really?
And yes.
Is it haunted?
So probably.
Oh, cool.
Isn't everything haunted?
Probably.
So yes, I'm going to show you another
Demolis
video.
is haunted.
It's only quick. It's
And
like a
woman, too.
minute and a half, just so you can see what a necromanteon from Greece looks like. So, and we're going to need to talk over this video because there's no audio with
What do
it.
you mean we?
I will. So Russ, could you roll that video, please? Okay, so we are going into the archaeological site here of the Necromanteon, and there are subtitles on here for those of you who are reading it. And it's where the Acheron, Periplethagon, and Cocytus rivers meet.
Whatever.
And these rivers are believed to flow through the water of the kingdom of Hades.
Ooh, that's hell, you know.
Yeah, I know. So what people did was they would come to this temple and they would want to talk to their loved ones. And there was a whole big process that they would go through at this temple. And it was a ritual, and it involved elaborate ceremonies where celebrants seeking to the dead would start by gathering in the temple and consuming a meal of broad beans, pork, barley bread, oysters, and a narcotic compound. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Far out,
You
dude.
got to be high to go in here first.
Timothy Leary was all over
Following cleansing ceremony and the sacrifice of sheep, the faithful would descend into this meandering corridor, which you're looking at now, and they would leave offerings, and then they would pose a series of questions and chant prayers. And the celebrants would then, get this, witness the priest arise from the floor. It could have been something to do with those drugs they took. And the priest would begin to fly through the temple with the use of some type of theatrical crane. So that's what they did in the Necromanteums.
that. Actually, levitation is not that unfamiliar to the world before us.
Oh, okay.
There are quite a
that
few
just
documented cases.
Fly around all the time?
Yes, very good, interesting ones.
Wow.
We may go into that another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was the basis for the Psychomanteum Chamber.
Right.
Obviously, today's Psychomanteum, I can't even say it.
Psychomanteum?
Psychomanteum Chamber is a lot less complicated than the Necromanteon.
Sure.
So one of the things that Raymond Moody came up with,
Dr. Reed.
Dr. Raymond Moody, was that he had published this book of near-death experiences in an anecdotal fashion, apparently, because he ran into another psychiatrist who told him how he journeyed into the afterlife and he was dead for nearly 9 minutes at the age of 20. So Moody decided to start accumulating stories from other people about this.
He didn't ask me.
And yeah, he didn't interview you?
Yeah,
You're probably about his age.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably a little older,
Yeah.
maybe.
And so he coined the term near-death experience in this book, and firmly believes that he has absolutely no doubt, based on what his patients have told him, that they got a glimpse of the beyond and that there is an afterlife. So he decided that he would build a psychomanteum in Alabama, which he calls the Dr. John D. Theater of the Mind. And by staring into a mirror in a dimly lit room, Moody claims that people are able to summon visions of spiritual apparitions. So that
I should build a Ron K. Theater of the Mind.
the Ron K. Theater of the Mind. The Ronald Kolek.
Yeah.
Van Helsing's Theater of the Mind.
Ooh,
So,
even better.
I mean, he's had a lot of criticism, as probably most people do who have this train of thought.
Not really,
But,
because, well, of course, there's always going to be criticism, but there are a lot of people that have done intensive study with this in similar aspects. I remember at the Houghton Mansion. You remember the Houghton Mansion?
Yes.
Yeah, it used to be a very haunted place before it was sold. And
Well,
Josh,
it's probably
Josh-
still haunted, but it's just sold.
no, they cleaned it out the ghost. They brought in somebody that threw some smoke around. And,
Oh, yeah?
and I'm sure they
Poof.
poof.
Oh,
Ooh, go away,
All
go
gone.
away, to the light, to the
All right.
light,
all gone.
to the light, to the light, to the light. Wasn't that a song? To the light,
Yes.
to the light, to the light. Oh, that's to the right. Never mind. Anyways, yeah. So Josh Mantello of Berkshire Paranormal used to do events with me up there, and he built a Psychomanteum chamber out in a closet because that's how
was-
small it is.
I was in it.
You were in it.
Yeah.
Anything happen?
No.
Basically, it was a dark room, and there was a chair in it, and there was a light behind it, because that's what you're supposed to have indirect lighting, and then the mirror, which you can't see your image in, and that's what it was. So before Spirit Quest, before Revelation, these are some of the events that we did way back in the day. We used to do these events up there called Contact.
Right.
And one year, I brought in, what's her name? Jane Doherty.
Doherty.
Yeah, the one with the
Psychic
psychic
belly.
belly. Yeah, yeah. So she also works.
It's different.
She
Never
also.
see it.
We ought to have her on the show. She's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have. Yeah, we have had her on the show.
Not
the
live.
physical live show.
Not
but
this,
yeah.
yeah, on the
Yeah,
radio.
radio
Yeah.
show. But anyways, she was on Dead Tenants too, the TV show back in the day, one of the early TV shows. Anyways, she also works with the Crystal Skulls. So she came in and she did this event with us, and a bunch of other stuff happened, and blah, 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 whatever. So Maureen Wood, used to do this podcast, the original Ghost Chronicles, which was just me taking a little handheld recorder and recording our little experiences together.
Right.
And it was terrible audio and absolutely horrible.
It was terrible.
The biggest
Those
complaint.
words just come out of your mouth.
Yes,
Okay.
it was the biggest complaint of the. I mean, it was a little handheld recorder. Now you just like we'd talking
Right.
to it and
Yeah.
record it. It's not like I held it in front of it. And it was the #1 ghost show on iTunes. Everybody complained about the
Probably
audio.
the only ghost show on iTunes.
Well, back in the day, there were a few others. But anyways, so we decided to do one in the Psychomanteum Chamber. So Maureen went in there, and she sat in the chair. Remember, this is made for one person.
Right.
Right. So she was sitting in the chair, and then I was scrunched in at her feet by the mirror, all in there with the little recorder, kind of sitting there, all crunched in. And, we started, and she started meditating, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden I was looking at the mirror, and the mirror got like all foggy. It was like
Really?
smoky, really weird. It got like smoky in it. And then all of a sudden the smoke started to form a skull, which is funny because Jane Doherty had worked with the crystal skulls earlier. And it started forming a crystal skull. And then all of a sudden this jet of hand or arm of thing came out of the mirror. Now
Seriously?
remember, seriously, I'm sitting below the mirror, so this stupid ass thing is coming up over me.
Hey, language.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry, I forgot we're on TV. So this thing came out over me, right? Then all of a sudden I know Maureen's a channel, you know, she channels. Next thing I know, she starts channeling.
Oh boy.
Okay, so she stands up, and this is not a big place. She stands up, and here I am, stuck in the little bottom, looking up at her like this. And she's growling at me or whatever. It's like, oh my God. It was the thing. Finally, after a little while, I did get her back, and
Oh, that's
we
good.
survived.
Thank God.
The funniest thing, though, I put a picture. This show was actually on Jeff Belanger's website, Ghost Village. There's the whole series of them was on there. But we always took pictures that had to associate it. So somebody took a picture of us going out of the chamber. It looked like we had made out.
Sorry, Maureen.
That's what she said. Don't ever let that picture get on the internet.
Yeah.
Guess what? It was on the internet.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
great.
it was intriguing, though. It was really interesting. And another time, we did another event there, and there was a bunch of people that came through, and one of the persons that came to the event, excuse me, and did the Psychomanteum Chamber was a student of Moody.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
she went back. She did the Psychomanteum. Now, you usually don't do it in a haunted location.
Right.
You do it in your own house or in a lab or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
So she had one, in fact, in her cellar. And on the way back, she had a heart attack.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So she was like, she swore it had something to do with the mirror in there.
Oh,
So
my
I don't know.
God.
But
Was
it
she all right?
strange. Yeah, she
After?
laughed. Yeah. You know, what the hell.
She was alive?
Yeah, she laughed. It was
Oh,
just, you know,
she lived.
heart attacks. You know,
Oh.
people live heart attacks.
Well,
It was like a
I
major
know,
one.
but
You
I
it was
don't know.
a major coronary one where you went keeling over, and she had chest pains with the doctor, and blah, blah, blah. She had a heart attack.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's terrible.
So
but
don't try
that's-
this at home.
Yeah, don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
I just want to say, like,
You're going to say?
the I'm not going to sing.
Oh.
I want to say, so these psychomanteums that, and we've had a couple different spirit quests, and I
Oh,
just
yeah. We talked about
can't-
it somewhere before we did
I
something.
can't, like, I always shy away from it. It's not,
Yeah.
it's just kind of not my thing. But I think it's not, there's too many people. There's too many people. There's too much pressure, and it's like, you feel like you have to go fast, and it's really,
That's
should
because
be
you didn't have a good facilitator. If you had a good
meditating.
facilitator like me, you would have been fine.
Yeah.
I've
Are
done.
you trying to blame Steve Parsons?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've done gazing at the old man's in Concord on the North Bridge. We went out at midnight one time and I had everybody look over the edge into the water, and
So full moon? How did
Actually,
you
it was,
see?
yeah.
Wow.
yeah, it was
That's
interesting.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
but-
quite a height, though. We were up on the bridge?
yeah.
Oh.
But you're looking down at the water.
Yeah,
Yeah. Remember, you're not supposed to see your face in it. You
Well,
just see
that's
the
true.
reflection.
that's true.
Yeah. Silly.
But I don't know. It kind of creeps me out.
Yeah.
Honestly. But I mean, I know it's another form of communication. And, you know, it's a good way to do it on your own, I suppose. As long as you're
Well,
looking for
there's
your
a lot of
loved
research
one.
in it because you're supposed to connect with ones that have passed, or,
Right.
or even with their own spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Dr. Cal Cooper,
Cooper.
right? He's been doing a lot of work in the sensory deprivation chamber
yeah, mm-hmm.
in the UK, which is basically a big swimming pool.
Our
Not a swimming
board
pool,
president
yeah.
used to have one.
Really?
Yeah. Our board president
Really?
used to have one
Did he go in naked?
in his garage. It's none of my business. I didn't know.
That's what Cal had to do. He
I
had to go
don't
in there.
wanna know.
You go in there naked, right? And the water's a certain temperature. You just float in it.
It's salt. It's heavily.
Yeah, you float in it.
Yeah,
you
it's a
float in
heavy
it.
salt water,
have,
so you just-
you have pink noise beamed in, and it's pretty much your sensory deprivation.
Mm-hmm.
And you wear special goggles, right,
Yeah.
and everything else, and it's kind of cool.
It's not always for communication, though. It's
No, well, his
meditation.
experiments is to see if that can induce paranormal activity.
okay.
Sort of like similar to the God helmet.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
anyway, So I guess it's time for the news.
I'm getting that clue.
Yeah, we're probably, we go to the news.
should
So
probably do
anything
the
else you want to wind up on the Psychomanteum?
Well, I wanted to talk about how to actually do it, but should I do that before the news?
Is it on the Psychomanteum or is it gazing?
It's on the well, it's kind of both. It's mirror
All right,
gazing.
when we come back, we're going to talk about haunted movies. Oh, silly. Haunted mirrors, and we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go right now to the Paranews with our favorite Paranews reporter.
Who's that?
Oh, Nathan Mayer.
Welcome to Paranormal News. I'm your host, Nathan Mayer. This segment choice topic is creepypastas, and no, it's not about stalky spaghetti. Anyway, creepypastas are creepy, frightening, and or utterly terrifying, and sometimes laughable, terrible, horrible-related legends or images that have been copied and pasted around the internet. These internet entries are often brief, user-generated, paranormal stories intended to scare readers. They include gruesome tales of murder, suicide, and other worldly occurrences. According to the New York Times magazine, the genre had its peak audience in 2010 when it was covered by the New York Times. The exact origins of creepypasta is unknown. Many early creepypastas consist of rituals, personal anecdotes, and urban legends, and were usually written anonymously, routinely reposted, making the history of the genre difficult to study. I will briefly elaborate on 3 such fictitious characters in this genre and their origins. The first being Slender Man, who has become an internet icon and has influenced popular culture. Slender Man is a thin, unnaturally tall, fictional supernatural humanoid with no distinguishable facial and head features, who wears a trademark black suit. The character originated in a 2009 Something Awful internet forum Photoshop competition by Eric Knudsen, also known as Victor Surge, later being featured as a main antagonist named the Operator in the Marble Hornets alternative reality game. According to most stories, he stalks, abducts, or traumatizes people, particularly children. The legend also caused a controversy with the Slender Man stabbing in 2014, which caused a moral panic after readers of his fiction were connected to several violent acts. Come to think of it, Mr. Burns, the owner of the operator of the Springfield nuclear power plant, has a trim physique as Slender Man. Anyways, the second person on my list is this man. You might have seen him on a billboard, an advertising billboard, and perhaps even in your dreams. According to this man website, since 2006, at least 2,000 unrelated people in many cities around the world, including Los Angeles, Berlin, Tehran, Beijing, Rome, Barcelona, Stockholm, Paris, New Delhi, and Moscow, etc., have dreamt of this man. At the moment, there is no ascertained relation or common trait among the people that have dreamt of this man. Moreover, no living man has ever been recognized as resembling this man. However, according to internet research and information, the truth behind this man is that the original photo and website were created by a marketing company that specializes in subversive hoaxes. But that explanation could also be a hoax. Lastly is this character, Momo. Momo is a July 2018 meme pertaining an image of a woman possessing a large grin with a beak-like mouth, a pointed nose, and bulging eyes. While the image itself is actually a picture of a modern art sculpture that was first posted in 2016 when it was publicly exhibited, and then was additionally cropped down. An urban legend has arisen about this image, believing it has some connection to the WhatsApp app. Given reports of private information being leaked, there was no number associated with the Momo account. After a recent surge of a controversy, it was announced that the original sculptor had dismantled the sculpture of Momo, largely because of the controversy and as well as additionally beginning to rot. I just want to leave you with this sentiment. Humans must take care of teaching artificial intelligence, or one day we will be the ones deleted. Back to you, Anne and Ron.
Nope, nobody can delete me. No
Oh,
matter
that Momo.
how hard they try.
That Momo is just the creepiest thing
Really?
I've ever seen. Ugh. Just, yeah. I don't even know how would someone, it
I
was
think
a
it's cool
sculpture?
myself.
How would anybody even sculpt that? I don't know. You think it's cool?
From the darkest
I think it's
recess.
terrifying.
I think it's awesome.
Any little kid that saw
I love
that
all
should
that
be
creepy
terrified.
stuff.
You love all that creepy stuff? Well, I like creepy stuff too, but that was just weird.
All right,
Very,
fine.
very weird. Okay, so I just want to follow up. So if you are interested in doing Psychomanteum Chamber, doing mirror gazing on your own, it is kind of, it's really a form of meditation. And let me tell you, if you go on the internet, and I've kind of been trolling around looking at these things for, leading up to the show. So there's one out there from the Altrusion Grace Media, which is literally, it's a guided meditation for use with mirror gazing, Psychomanteum spirit communication. So basically the guy talks to you for about 9 minutes, and it's just a black screen. It's just a black screen. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Altrusion Grace Media. And he just talks to you in a very calm, gentle voice. And he leads you down the path of spirit communication. Yes, I think I would be asleep. I think looking at this, I would be asleep. And then he just stops talking. And for the next 21 minutes, you're just looking at a black screen. It's strange. It's very strange. And I did want to give credit, I'm sorry, for that video that we saw earlier of the Necromanteum Chamber. That was put on YouTube by Very Nice Travel. And they did a nice little video. So I did want to give them credit and not get in trouble for lifting their stuff.
Oh, please do.
Okay. So how to contact the dead and communicate with spirits by mirror gazing. And this is developed by Raymond Moody. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start with some food.
Why not?
I always agree with that.
I agree with that too, yeah.
So to get into a serene state of mind, you want to eliminate caffeine and dairy the day before. Eat simple meals leading up to your session, such as fruits and vegetables. So you don't want to be all bleh and logy because you'll just fall asleep. Okay, location. Go to the quietest part of the house where you can truly relax. Unplug all the clocks and get rid of the phones. Get all of your little distractions out of that room. Clothing. Take off all your jewelry, not your clothes, including watches. Sorry, Ron. Wear loose, comfortable clothing. Get those yoga pants on, and this big t-shirt, right? Get a big mirror.
Big moo-moo.
No Momo. Place a large mirror in front of a comfy chair and place it so you can gaze at it comfortably. It's best if you cannot see your own reflection. You really don't want to be staring at yourself, but you want to be able to see into the mirror.
I know some people like to do that.
Chair, yeah. Chair, sit in your chair with your head supported. So, it's kind of lay back, right?
Yeah.
Awareness. Ease into your transition to an altered state of awareness. Posture. Relax your posture. Roll those shoulders back, okay? Get comfy. Your mood. Soothe yourself with aesthetically pleasing material for about 15 minutes by looking at works of art or listening to soft music in order to stimulate awareness. Memories. Gather photographs and personal items of the loved one you wish to contact. Touch them and remember your loved one. Imprint your loved one firmly in your mind. Family films and videos can help, or anything else that you associate them with. And light. At twilight, light a candle and place it behind you. A dim light from behind you is ideal, but experiment with the light for proper adjustment. Twilight is best because it typically stimulates altered states, especially for first-timers. So that's how you get into your whole Psychomanteum experience. And it says, he said, the experiences typically last only about a minute. And
Don't mind me, I'm giving stage directions.
Oh, okay.
While
What do
we're
you-
on the air. Yeah.
Ron's they were waving at me. So it says that he has seen an 85% success rate in obtaining visions from his clients.
That was so boring, I don't even remember what you said.
Thanks, and you should keep a log. Thank you. Okay, now that you're all asleep,
I'm not blaming you, I'm
apparently-
blaming Moody. That
All
was
right,
like,
we'll blame Raymond Moody.
put me to
But
sleep
see,
on that.
well, look, it already had a profound effect on you,
Oh, it
right?
did,
So you're
right.
all ready to do mirror gazing,
Right,
right?
sure.
Okay. So,
That's what I was thinking.
mirror gazing.
Right.
Talk about the mirror. Who here had sleepovers and played Bloody Mary? Okay. Everybody out there, our huge studio audience, they're all raising their little hands. Okay. Bloody Mary. You want to talk about Bloody Mary?
Oh, you go.
I don't want to talk about Bloody Mary.
Sure you do.
Bloody Mary's creepy.
No, she isn't. She's just a misunderstood woman.
Oh, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
True, so true.
So Bloody
Any man is
Mary
glad to see it. Yes.
actually came out of folklore and is said to appear in a mirror when her name is chanted repeatedly. The Bloody Mary apparition may be benign or malevolent, depending on historic variations of the legend.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds, but Bloody Mary was a party game. And again, if you go on the internet and you'd like to see a lot of scary videos, there was one that really got me today.
Really?
And I was gonna play it on the show.
Should
I'm like,
have.
no, we've already had too many videos.
Okay.
So
So this is what I had. I did oddly enough, I did a newsletter. If you don't get my newsletter, please do. Sign up at the Indie Ghost Project website, indieghostproject.com, and we send it out. It's got a lot of articles in it and stuff. It's kind of good. I mean, people get it to read the articles, not the pictures.
that's right.
Right.
That's right.
So, like all good games gone awry, it usually begins with a teenage girl's slumber party.
Right.
One brave soul or shy girl who wants to prove herself or is manipulated into volunteering. She goes into the dark
Manipulated
bathroom
would be the
by
word.
herself with a large candle and a large mirror, no lighted candle and a large mirror. Standing in front of the mirror, she slowly chants, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Oh, now you're gonna summon her.
If nothing happens, she spins around 3 times, chanting, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, and then looks into the mirror. If anything else fails, okay, she slowly chants, I believe in Bloody Mary.
Oh God.
I believe in Bloody Mary. I believe in Bloody Mary.
I think I would be praying that nothing would happen at
And
this
if that
point
don't
in time.
work-
Oh, if that fails, run out of the room screaming.
I killed your baby, Bloody
Oh
Mary.
no,
I killed
that's
your
awful.
baby, Bloody Mary.
Oh, why
I
never
killed
did that?
baby, Bloody Mary.
No.
So
No.
that's the fail-safe if everything else works. So what happens if you do that? Bloody Mary will appear, and one of the following will happen. She reaches out from the mirror and rips your eyes out and scratches your face, leaving you horribly scarred. Your hair turns white, you drop dead, you go insane, or you disappear into the mirror, trapped there for eternity.
Fun.
One of the above.
Sounds great.
So you gonna do it?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No.
Why not?
Me?
I just happen to have a mirror and candle set up
Oh,
for you.
seriously?
Come on. Who wants to see the Blonde Shell do Bloody Mary live on TV? Come on,
Okay,
let's
yeah,
hear it. Let's hear it.
everybody.
Yeah, here we go, here we go. Come on, you got to do it.
Wait, I have to detach myself.
Yeah, all right, so you go set up over there, and,
right.
and I'll do a little lead
Tell
into
a
this.
story.
Yeah, I'll
Tell
tell a
us the
story.
story, Uncle Ron.
So, anyways,
I'll be back.
the origin of the legend is traced to one of the historical characters, Mary Tudor, Mary the First of England, who put many Protestants to their death for hearsay and was given the name Bloody Mary for killing all the Protestants. Elizabeth Bathory, who also known as the Queen of Blood, who supposedly convicted of murdering hundreds of young girls so she could bathe in their blood and remain eternal. Or Mary Worth, a witch that was executed at the Salem witch trials. So I'm not sure which one is which, but you let me know when you're ready over there, Mary.
Okay.
Are you all set?
I think I'm ready.
All right, so why don't we switch to Anne now, and let's see if we can summon the Bloody Mary.
God.
Oh, isn't she sweet?
You're supposed to be doing it in the dark.
It is dark.
But
You just can't
There's
see it.
my candle. Okay. All right.
Here we go. Let her rip.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. I don't see her. Bloody Mary. She's not coming, Ron. What am I supposed to do now?
Well, stand up 3 times.
Turn around?
Yep.
Wait, I take my mic off again. Okay.
No, yeah, okay,
Okay, because, I'm tethered. All right.
right.
So now I have to turn around. Don't worry, Russ. I'm still going to hold the mic. Okay.
You better kick that chair out of the way so you don't trip over it, or else we'll have
Okay. Damn, I
our
look
own
good,
Bloody
though.
Mary
Okay,
here.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Do this again. I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Now I'm dizzy. And she's still not here.
All right, so did it come through?
I'm not going to say anything about killing her baby.
So I want you to say, I killed your baby, Bloody Mary. I killed your
No.
No?
There was something else in between, wasn't there?
All right, we'll give
I
you
believe in Bloody Mary.
that works. So say it slowly 3 times. Don't say anything between it. Go ahead.
I believe in Bloody Mary. I believe in Bloody Mary. I believe in Bloody Mary.
You're not supposed to laugh.
Okay, she's not here. I'm going to go back and sit down.
So if anybody saw anything in the mirror who's watching this show, please let us know.
Besides Zach.
Where's our email address? How do we let them? What if they saw somebody?
I don't know. Can I go back to my seat?
Yeah, you can come back now.
Okay.
So where is
I'll
our
shot over there.
where's our email address? Where can we send this to? Anyghostproject.com. All right, fine.
Yes.
No, so if you saw anything in the mirror while Anne was doing this Bloody Mary thing, we want you to.
Ridiculous Bloody Mary thing.
It's not ridiculous. It's a very
It is.
serious experience.
Okay.
Experiment.
Serious
Yes. So if you had
paranormal
any,
detective work,
yes, exactly.
which we're
So-
really always good at.
Exactly. So if you saw anything in the mirror while Ann was doing that, then you can email me at anyghostproject@comcast.net. The letter N, the letter E, ghostproject@comcast.net. Or you can go to our Facebook page, Ghost Chronicles Next Generation,
Yeah,
and message
that
us
works
there.
too.
So whatever you
That
want to do.
works too.
So what do you think? Was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. If Bloody Mary comes to visit me this evening when I'm going to bed,
I'll be in Draken. I don't
I'm
care.
going to be mad at you. My husband's going to be madder.
I got
so-
my photograph to do it.
Okay.
You can have Bloody
deal with
Mary.
the
I got my
girls.
photograph.
You deal with the girls in your photo. Oh, is it? You have a question? We have a question from John. Hey, John.
What about the magic mirror? Is it haunted?
He wants to know if the magic mirror is haunted. I don't know. I think Prudence has the magic mirror up there. So.
That mirror is haunted. Isn't there a story behind it?
Oh yeah, a little. It's. I don't know.
I'm glad you asked, John.
Really haunted, but thank you, John. So yeah, that mirror was my in-laws. Belonged to my husband's parents, and after my father-in-law passed away, my mother-in-law moved to a smaller apartment. So she had this mirror, and it's an old mirror. I don't even know how old it is. And it's the kind that you'd screw into the top of a bureau, when you could, tilt it. You know the kind I'm talking about, right? And so I brought it home, and I
Like
thought,
a vanity mirror.
I will, I'll put it into Alex's bedroom.
Why not?
Alex had a fit. Nope, you're not going to put that in my room. I'm afraid I'm going to see Papa in it.
Ooh.
And well, she's got a little gift like that. So
Is she esotrophophobia?
maybe for many years, she would not let me put it in her room. I think she was about 8 after he passed and after my mother-in-law moved and all that. So finally, when she got to be a teenager, she said, "All right, you can put it in my room. I'm okay. I don't think I'm going to see Papa in it." So as far as I know, she did not, but she sees her grandmother all the time in her dreams, so talks to her. What?
Nothing. I'm just enthralled.
You're enthralled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enthralled. Okay.
So I think my daughter's, got a little psychic gift. That's all.
Right.
Talks to dead people.
Good.
Okay. So did you have another story for us that you were going to tell us?
No, I was going to talk about some of the other things about mirrors that we know about. We all heard the story about breaking a mirror, get 7 years bad luck.
Yes.
Right. And that superstition dates back to the Romans,
Ah.
who lived in Italy.
Yeah.
Anyways, they believed that life renewed itself every 7 years, and that breaking a mirror would cause damage to the soul. It was reflecting at the time of the duration.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
However, if you do break a mirror, all's not lost. You may not get 7 years bad luck, because there are several remedies how to do it. Early American slaves believed that it was bad luck could be washed away by immersing the pieces of the broken mirror in a self-flowing water for 7 hours.
Ah, there's that 7 again.
Yep. Another states that 7 years of bad luck may be kept by taking the mirror shards and grinding them into fine powder so they no longer reflect any image at
How the
all.
heck would I do that?
I don't know, you can gnaw on it,
Beat
I
him to
guess.
death with a hammer? I mean, I don't know. Put it in a bag.
Hey, I didn't write this. Don't ask
How do
me.
you crush up a mirror? Okay.
Still another says by taking the broken pieces and putting them in the bag and burying it in the backyard will accomplish the same thing.
Oh.
So
Years later, someone will step on them and cut
Bloody
themselves.
Mary will come out
Bloody
and
Mary will
rip
come
their
out
eyes
of the
out.
ground. Pull you into
just
the hole.
saying, could happen.
Well, I was moving that mirror today. I'm like, please don't let me drop this mirror.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyways, in the Jewish religion, it's important to cover all the mirrors in the house
Always.
during Shiva.
Shiva.
Yep, for 7 days of mourning. If the mirrors aren't covered, the spirit of the deceased may become trapped in one of them and not be able to move on to the afterlife.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Some other cultures insist that mirrors should be covered at night when people are sleeping to make sure the dreamer's wandering soul does not get trapped in one.
Sucked into the mirror.
In the Serbo-Croatian culture, a mirror is sometimes buried with the dead, both to prevent the spirit from wandering and to keep evil men from rising.
Oh, evil men. What about evil women?
Oh, they're okay. We all
Right.
like a good evil woman once in a
Yeah.
while.
There's a song about
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm. So anyways, we talked about Bloody Mary. That's some of those. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. So there's other ones that aren't so bad. So there are other superstitions. For instance, if a new couple catches first sight of each other in the mirror, they will have a happy marriage.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that nice?
Nice.
To see an image of her future husband, a woman is told to eat an apple while sitting in front of a mirror, then brush her hair. While doing so, the image of the man she would marry would appear over her shoulder.
Oh, that's weird. You know, that's kind of linked to Bloody Mary.
Really? She ate an apple?
That was written in here. It was when it talked about it being a parlor game.
Yeah.
So this was historically the ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backwards.
That was my next one.
Holding, I'm sorry, but it was
fine.
part of Bloody Mary. Holding a
part of the
candle
Bloody Mary.
and a hand mirror in a darkened house. It didn't make it too difficult for them, did they? As they gazed into the mirror, they were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face, but they could also see his skull, instead indicating that they were going to die before they could get married.
There you go.
There you go. Isn't that cheerful? Can we have a picture to go with that, Russ? That's the, it's an old Halloween card that I found
Yeah, whatever. So
when I was online.
can I continue with my stories here?
Sure, but there's the witch in the corner with the woman looking in the mirror, supposedly seeing her future husband.
Oh, nice.
So that was part of the Bloody Mary tradition.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can take that down. Ron's mad.
So yes, if you feel sorrowful or troubled while home alone, and no one to talk to, and no apparent way to control
one
your
loves
depression,
me.
stand up before the mirror and gaze into your eyes. The anxiety should disappear.
Really?
Ancient Chinese believed that mirrors frightened away evil spirits and who are scared by their own appearances. If the mirror is broken, the protection is lost. There's a compound mirror you actually put over your house to keep evil spirits away.
Oh.
If a mirror breaks in a house, someone in that house will die. Someone seeing a reflection in a
That's cheerful.
room. Yeah, I know. It's someone seeing a reflection in a room where someone has recently died will soon die themselves. Actors believe that it's bad luck to see the reflection while looking over another person's shoulder. Ideally, no mirror should be hung so low that it cuts off the tallest person's head. Doing so will cause headaches throughout the house.
All right. Good to know. You're almost done there because we're running out of time.
Oh, it's my fault.
The audience is going, thank God.
Did
No,
you
I
know?
didn't say it was your fault.
Did you know that supposedly when Abraham Lincoln died, all the mirrors in the lighthouse were covered?
I did know that,
You did not.
actually.
Well, you didn't mention it.
Sorry.
Fine,
missed it.
whatever. So we out of time.
We are out of time.
All right.
But I think we've exhausted the subject pretty thoroughly.
I had more interesting tidbits.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We'll just
Well,
save
you
it.
wanted me to do Bloody Mary, and,
Bloody
it's
Mary
time
was good.
consuming. Okay.
Even though you didn't take it serious.
I can't. I just can't.
I would have done it.
Okay.
We
And
would
been
have had.
serious?
We would have had that woman come flying out of the mirror,
She would have grabbed you and pulled you in.
try to scratch my eyes up, and only get my glasses. I fooled you, you old hag.
Meh. Well, we have to go.
We do?
We do have to wrap this
We
up.
didn't get the rep.
Yes, we did.
When was that?
2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
So thank you all for tuning in tonight. I hope you've enjoyed our mirror show. So be careful out
No
there.
reflection on you.
Be careful out there with your own mirrors. And we will see you again next month on Ghost Chronicles Next Generation.
Peace and light.
From ghoulies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord.